How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. Excited, another big fight week?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
it's exciting.
Uh, Talk to me a little bit about, last year's your first year as a pro, 3-0, right?
Yep.
On track to go 3-0 this year.
Yeah.
Bellator has this great history of bringing along guys just like you, bringing them on at this nice, steady pace,
Yeah.
letting them work their way up. Is this the kind of pace, is this the kind of growth that you're comfortable with so early in your career?
Yeah, I ideally wanted to get 4 fights in this year, actually. I mean, I think most people do, right? They want to stay as active as they can in the early years, just because, there's not really any reason why I shouldn't be. I'm in the gym every day, I'm training every day, so there's not really a reason why I shouldn't try to stay active. So I would ideally like to get as many fights as I can in here. 3 or 4 fights would be nice. And yeah, I want to start to speed things up on opponents and stuff.
This early in your career, you're fighting guys who are also early in their career. So
Yeah.
does that make it a little bit more difficult to kind of track down the kind of film that you need to see, or are you not a film guy anyways?
No, I mean I am definitely a film guy. I gotta get like the basics out, like on what this person's tendencies are. Like, are they orthodox? Are they southpaw? Do they like to stand? Just like some basic stuff like that. But my last fight, that guy was 9-4. That's not really a beginning stage in your career. He's had a lot of experience, and so there was, and actually on him there wasn't that much video I could find, but I also didn't try that hard. So.
What about for this one?
I found maybe like 2 or 3 fights, and that's including like some amateur stuff. So not very many fights that I could find on him, but I found a couple of pro fights and enough to see that he is an orthodox guy and he likes to fight left hand forward. So
Is there a part of you that even if you didn't find a lot on an opponent, that makes it kind of exciting and makes it thrilling then once you get in there? You're learning stuff on the fly?
yeah, there's been a couple of times where I didn't find any videos on them because they're like, they do like a local promotion and they have their own little, pay-per-view that you have to buy, and I'm not going to go buy it, to go watch it. So there's been a couple of times where I fought guys I'd never seen their fights, and I just gotta, at the end of the day, like, it's not, to me, at this stage right now, it's not so much about like having to counter what this person does, right? And if he's like, this guy's got a really good left hand or something like that, and you're like, man, you need to watch that left hook. It's more so right now is like, I need to just do my best at being my best, and that'll be enough. And eventually you'll get to that stage where you do need to like dig into the details on what this person does and why they're so good at what they're doing. But I just don't think that's at the position I'm at right now.
As you look at this thing long term, I'm sure you're like anybody else, and you say, yeah, long term, I want to become a champion. And,
Yeah.
But you're so early in things now that you're probably not thinking, all right, I win this one. Maybe they start talking about title shots. But as you look deeper into your career, what kind of 2023 are you looking at? Are you looking to have like 4 fights, 5 fights, and stay undefeated, and then suddenly people are going, yeah, man, this guy's an up-and-comer, and we should start thinking about he's right there on the cusp?
Yeah, all of that. 4 fights would be dope. 5 fights would be crazy. I would definitely be down for that as long as, God willing, my body stays together and I don't take any injury. That would be sick. But yeah, I would like to aim for 4 for sure next year. And I don't know where exactly that's going to put me. They're doing the tournament next year for lightweights. That would be most ideal for me probably if it was the following year. But in
terms of, you think that by the following year they would say, all right, we're going to
yeah. But just because, coming up in January or February, I don't know when they're starting exactly, but at the beginning of the year, January, February, they're going to start that tournament. I'm going to be 6-0 then, and they're going to have guys who have, Benson Henderson's got all the fights for everybody. The guy's a veteran. So, they got a long list of guys that are just veterans in the lightweight division right now. So it would just make sense for them to put those veterans in there. Yeah. And not saying that I don't think my skills, that I can't beat these guys, but just being true. And the truth is that these guys have put a lot of work into, and they're in the position that they're in. And when they're putting together this tournament, they're going to look at guys like that. And if that opportunity does come, that somebody maybe hurts their hand or they can't perform, and my manager gets a call about it, I'm ready.
Hey, over here. We lost a great in the MMA with Rumble Johnson a few days ago. What can you tell me about his legacy that he's leaving behind in the sport?
Oh, man, like, I'm not really... There's a couple of people that I know that were, like, involved with him. Just, like, knew him in life and stuff, and teammates and friends and stuff. But somehow, like, there's only probably a handful of us, like 4 or 5 people that are on my Instagram that, were involved with his life. But there's like few hundred that are like all reposting his stuff and sharing his stuff. So, that's just a small circle of people outside of his actual circle. And, he's touched a lot of people, obviously, and he was able to go out there and just be the man that he is. Like, you watch interviews with him, and he's not just some savage fighter. He's out there saying like true things and being very respectful to like the people that he fights. But he goes out there and we all seen what he can do and what he does do to people. So it's sad. It's disheartening to die from a young age like that. I'm not even sure exactly what it was that he passed away from, but it's just sad that outside of legacy, that somebody of that age with family and stuff is people have to grieve over that.
Coming into this fight as like a huge favorite, is there any added pressure to you? Like, do you pay attention to the betting odds when you see like your minus 550 favorite, or?
Oh, that's a big favorite, but no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not a betting guy like that. Like if me and you were at a house and you said I'll bet $10 that this next guy would win the fight, I'd bet like that. But I don't go online and do like the online gambling and stuff, so I don't know anything about that, honestly. And no, that doesn't add any pressure to me.
And how crucial has wrestling been in your transformation from going from just wrestling to full MMA?
The biggest. I don't think that I could, I don't think that mental-wise and obviously the skill set of wrestling, but I just don't think that I could be where I'm at without the sport of wrestling. Like, I honestly just don't know. Like, I see some other people who are, training and they come from a boxing background and they just don't have the same, show up every day to the suck mentality that I do. Like, my body hurts, my rib hurts, whatever it is that hurts, you show up at practice and, all right, I'm going to find a way to get through this practice. I'm going to do it. Versus some other people, they might say, my pinky toe hurts, I'm going to sit today out, Or, I got a little cough or a little sneeze, I'm going to sit today out. And I just don't think they have the same mental fortitude that wrestlers have. I just don't think any sport does, honestly. And I am obviously biased because I love the sport of wrestling and what it's taught me and many others, but I just don't think other sports have the mental fortitude like wrestlers do.
So last fight was all hands. You did not wrestle at all, Mr. University of Wyoming wrestler. You
Yeah.
mix in some wrestling this time around.
I might. We'll see how I feel, and I might throw a little takedown in there just because you asked. No, I mean, ultimately, outside of that last fight, I don't want to get away from wrestling. I don't want to run from that. I love wrestling. It's the best skill set. So I definitely want to wrestle. But we'll see how the exchanges start, because every round will start on the feet, right? So we'll see how those exchanges end. And, if he can take what I dish out, eventually we will go to the ground, yeah.
I know it's not a rush, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but if you get another explosive finish like you did last fight, do you see yourself maybe being on the main card next time around?
Ooh. I don't know. I would like that, for sure. Scott Coker, paging Scott Coker. Check your boy out.